That Batman was pretty good. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Batman's superpower is white supremacy.
Wow.
No.
No,
His power is white privilege
and supremacy though.
Trust fund,
yeah.
He's a trust fund.
Because this is a conversation I had with some other grown-ups. You know what I'm saying? Like, because this is what men do sometimes. We just wind up having these deep conversations about foolishness.
Yeah.
We had a conversation at my job one time. It was like, who's richer, Bruce Wayne or Tony Stark? And it was.
Listen,
I was like,
that's a real conversation too, because
you know what?
A lot of people compare the two because they both are really just rich guys. Tony Sticks has a lot of money to build a suit.
Shout out to Tony Sticks.
I mean,
Tony Sticks did wish he had money to buy a suit.
Shout out to Tony Sticks.
Get you a suit.
But nah, Tony Stark had enough money to build his suit and all that stuff. Batman had enough money to hire a butler to do it for him, and then he went and got karate training.
Yeah.
And
he just randomly found a butler that knew how to do this stuff.
Yeah, randomly.
Yeah.
So
because you see,
now granted, I have seen the backstory of his butler because there's like that series, Pennyworth, which is really good.
Yeah.
But
no, see, this is why.
Still,
but they both come from paper though.
But see, this is why I said.
That's why it's white supremacy.
This is why I said Batman. See, Batman had that money to where, like, they probably get a nickel for every time somebody uses the color blue. Like, they had a manor.
They did have a manor.
Like, Tony Stark's had a nice crib. You had a mansion.
That was a really, really, really nice crib.
Yeah, bro. But Batman's people could buy. They've had a castle.
But see, the equivalent is Tony Stark stuff is in like Cali, Florida, whereas Gotham City is more so
New York,
Chicago. So but the property costs more in Cali, in Florida.
But see, this is where because a lot of Iron Man's money comes from defense contracts. A lot of his money is tied up in the price of the stock.
True, that's very true.
But now the Wayne Foundation, they just got
that long paper. They got inheritance.
It's everything.
Yeah, they got paper.
This is how much money.
It's like the Bilderbergs, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
it's the Rockefellers.
Because Bruce Wayne got that long paper.
Wayne Industries is BlackRock.
This is how much money Wayne and them had. If we're going off
Wayne and them,
if you're talking about the Christopher Nolan trilogy, it's like to cover up the fact that like you're Batman, let's order 10,000 of these masks to make it like it was all stuff that was like we could sit all this stuff in a big warehouse that nobody knows about and for it never to be used until Bane and them found it.
Yeah.
True.
But Stark Daddy, probably was selling arms and stuff to other countries under the table.
Well, yeah, that's you know what? If you think about it, he's probably one of the people that got really rich when they was selling arms to the Sandinistas, and that's how all that crack got here.
Yeah, see.
So honestly, we shouldn't root for Tony Stark.
You rubbing elbows with Reagan and them.
Oliver North. You could dive deep into that.
Yeah.
But
nobody becomes that rich without the exploitation
of
the people underneath them.
Right. And what does that exploitation involve?
Well, it involves
capitalism.
There we
I was looking for it.
And,
I was looking for it.
We find a way every episode.
Capitalism and white supremacy are like second cousins. So
second cousins?
I'd say first.
They could be first, but maybe they're like second cousins that like to do things together.
No, their mama's a sister.
Butt stuff.
Yep.
That's another thing we might have to.
He said they like to do things together.
They're like, we're second cousins. Let's just mingle a little closer.
Yeah. We're not. I'm just saying.
This is a great metaphor.
Wayne and them
had that long paper.
It was
heritage
to the point where, like, if they didn't have no money, social services were going to be in real trouble.
Facts.
Like, if you watch
Tony constructed a whole heart to keep himself alive.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne could have done that too if he wanted to.
He had the paper to do it.
He knew karate.
What might make it look, because apparently the Bat Cave, depending on the origins that you read, part of the Underground Railroad.
Oh, here you go, man. Oh.
See.
Let's see.
So
is that still from the privilege standpoint? Or?
I mean, you were privileged enough to help people get up north.
No.
So you use your privilege for good.
Sometimes you use your privilege for good. So look, sometimes just like when some of these
it still exists.
White people, yeah, exactly. These white people who try, like those alls, depending on who you ask, the Sean Kings.
Wow.
It's like, fam, like use some of that white privilege to help us out. Don't be over here trying to kick it with us like that. I mean, if you want to kick it with us, it's cool.
What you're telling me is Batman
That's why his name Batman.
Had a little something, for the brothers and sisters down there.
He was making sure we got to Canada. If if he was trying to, that's what he was trying to get. That's what we got.
That's who called him. That's who dubbed him the Black Knight.
The Dark Knight.
Knight. There. Yeah,
it goes back. It goes back to the 1850s.
There's levels to it, huh?
Exactly.
What you think? I like that, Lone. You like that?
Yeah, I can go with it.
I always liked Batman.
Batman is amazing.
But I like Tony Stark, Iron Man too.
But honestly, if you think about, if you really sit and watch the Batman movies, we gonna just say Batman going.
Batman, yeah.
A lot of it is like he was just trying to clean up problems that he started. He's just running around beating up people with mental deficiencies.
I think a lot of it has to do with.
And you know what? No, I'm gonna go deep because he was a billionaire that was not paying his taxes.
Are you sure?
Because that's why all these people had so many problems that's why they wound up in Arkham, because if they would have had the proper social services funded by the taxes that the Wayne Foundation was making.
And government or city wasn't done nothing.
And the city wasn't with the city.
It's very true.
He the only one in the city with money.
Yeah, he was all tied into everything in the city. If he'd have just paid his fair share, like billionaires are supposed to do, then the police would be funded correctly to go after these criminals, and we'd have the proper mental resources.
He wouldn't be a billionaire.
Yeah, but the problem is, Batman
he might still be a billionaire.
He has a mental problem. He has PTSD from watching his parents get popped.
That's true.
Yeah, this is true.
That's the whole reason why he has this built up anger and decided he wanted to put on his mask and thought it was going to conceal his identity, because he lives in a city full of dummies that don't realize that same mouth and nose is this guy that is attending all these dinners and benefits and stuff.
That's a good point.
Well, apparently nobody that watches all the different versions of Batman can.
Well, I mean,
those are all different universes. So.
I mean, but still, the people who literally see this buff 6'3" dude come and interview them for the Daily Planet couldn't put together if that was Superman.
Yeah. All he had was some glasses.
Yeah.
And Lois Lane wasn't about nothing.
Which is true. But you know what?
Yeah.
I'm with you when you're right.
There is a new Superman animated show called My Adventures with Superman right now. It is excellent.
I have to check that out.
Watch The Flash.
Yeah, Long got me want to watch The Flash. I
enjoy I know people want to hate on it. I enjoyed The Flash.
Yeah, but don't watch The Flash until you watch The Mother.
Yeah, we ain't gonna have to keep telling you this every week.
Exactly. You haven't watched The Wire. Like, if you watch The Flash and you haven't watched The Wire, you are doing it wrong.
It's borderline cyberbullying at this point.
No, because we're right here in front of you saying these things.
It's borderline cyberbullying.
It's borderline mental illness for us to have to keep telling you this, and you're not doing it.
And now you saying I'm one of the people that Bruce Wayne put in the hospital?
You're one of Joker's flunkies.
You'd have been up there signing up with the Joker.
Yeah.
That's even worse. One of Joker's flunkies.
If you're on the internet right now, make sure you tag at Maja 7th and you bully him about this. It's important.
And the only thing you need to put in is when you going to watch The Wire.
Hashtag when you going to watch The Wire.
Yeah.
If I get enough of those, I might.
Nah, you don't need
you don't need to get enough of them. Just go ahead and watch the show. You watch an episode a day.
Come on, Randy.
All right, man. Well,
take a weekend.
I need to see who this person is, because you get too much joy. Lone gets too much. You too. Y'all get too much joy out of calling me this character. So I need to figure out what's going on.
Hey, look, man. The Flash is good, but The Wire's better.
Well.
Yeah.
I don't even know what year it actually came out, but clearly it's still a classic. So
early 2000s, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Don't be snot boogie out here, man.
Get to it. Stop.